What's up everybody, my name is Justin and this is Anxious Ambition, where we give you the tools and tips you need to better control your anxiety. In today's video, we're going to be answering your questions from Instagram. Let's check it out. So I put up a post on Instagram asking you guys to ask me some questions. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's at the Anxious Ambition, so it's going to be right down here. Go ahead and give us a follow. I post every day, sometimes twice a day. And these videos are usually once a week, so if you're looking for daily tips and tricks, go ahead and give us a follow. I had you guys ask me some questions so we can do a Q&A, so let's get right into the questions. So two people asked a similar question. One is, my anxiety massively affects my sleeping habits. What can I do to help sleep naturally? And then, how do you handle insomnia and tips for better sleep? So there's tons of different things you can try, but I'm going to show you what I use personally every night. I use ZMA, which is a mixture between zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B6. Anyone actually struggling with anxiety or depression of any sort should be taking ZMA. Most people are deficient in zinc and magnesium, and I mentioned the vitamin B6. B6 actually helps the magnesium and zinc and other foods and amino acids that we take in throughout the day. It helps them to convert into neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, GABA, those type of things that are going to help with our mental health. This combination of zinc and magnesium puts you to sleep too, so it's really helpful for someone that's dealing with insomnia or having a hard time sleeping. This has been the most beneficial sleep aid that I use that isn't a chemical or something that's artificial. Even melatonin, I know people like using, but I personally don't, because it is habit forming. I don't care what anyone tells you, if you take that stuff for a long time and then stop taking it, you will have the hardest time falling asleep. I took that for almost 4 years in college, and when I stopped, I just could not sleep. I literally had to drink or smoke to fall asleep. So I recommend staying a little more natural in the sense that these are just minerals, zinc and magnesium, which our body needs already. And for me personally, I just stick with ZMA. Now the next thing I keep next to me in my bed is actually going to be this lavender. And you can use any kind of lavender oil, but I'll put a couple drops underneath my pillow, and that helps me calm down and sleep a little bit better. The combination of these two things isn't just gonna knock you out cold, like Ambien or something like that, but this is a more natural route and it seems to work really well for me. Another thing I use too is some CBD oil. If I have it on hand, I'll use a couple drops of that, and that kind of helps me calm down and sleep a little bit better as well. The next question is anxiety related to ADHD? I think so. I think that, I personally have ADHD, and if I'm feeling very restless, with those ADHD symptoms, then if I'm not doing something, I feel anxious, and kind of vice versa. So do they cause each other? I don't know. I think they're connected in a manner, though. I think if you have ADHD, more than likely you have some anxiety and vice versa. But I'm not really a professional, so I can't really answer that question, scientifically, but in my opinion, they are connected. The next question is, what are your favorite in-the-moment tools for calming the mind? I think my favorite one is going to be that box breathing. It's where you breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, you hold your breath for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and then hold your breath again for 4 seconds. I talked about it in a previous video, but that is one of my favorites. Another one of my favorite in-the-moment tools is going to be the Calm gummies that are magnesium gummies. I talked about it in my magnesium video. I have them with me at all times. They're in my work bag, they're at home, they're always on me. So if I need something in the moment, I take a couple of those, it calms me down a few minutes, and it's been really helpful. Next question is, when did you know you wanted to help people heal from anxiety? This is a tough question. I don't really know if there was a moment per se, but I've always coached. I actually coached volleyball for a long time, and I was always very open about my anxiety with players. If I thought that they were dealing with some anxiety, I would try to help them out, let them know, hey, you're not alone, I deal with it too. Here's some ways that help. And then, I'd always talk to people around me and give them my advice on it. And it seems that my advice was actually helping people. So I always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to put myself out there and start making YouTube and Instagram posts. And there actually was a moment that pushed me over a little bit. Someone that I know lost someone close to them to suicide, and it just kind of made me realize that if I make this page, I might be able to help even one person. That's going to make all this worth it. So that's a few reasons why I started this page. Next question is, what kind of exercise do you like to do to help with anxiety? For me, I like doing just some weight training. I actually went to school for exercise science, so I still have a passion for exercise, and I've always been big into weight training. Okay, and the last question is, do you believe that anxiety is your body's way of telling you something is off, or a false fear? This is a tough question because I don't think you can put anxiety in a box. I think that, yes, it could be false fear, and I think that sometimes your body is telling you something is off. A lot of things actually can cause anxiety that are related to your body, whether it's, some infections in your stomach, hormone imbalances, vitamin nutrient deficiencies. There's a lot of things that could be going on in your body, and if you are feeling anxiety, I do suggest you, go to the doctor and get some things checked out, because it could be something as simple as magnesium deficiency, hormone imbalance, like I mentioned. I also think anxiety is used to keep us safe, and I say that because, if we deal with anxiety, when we go to the mall or the grocery store or something along those lines, driving, if we get anxious while we're doing that, our body is gonna now make us more anxious when we go do that thing, because it almost that anxiety, that anxious feeling is almost like it's fear. It's something that puts you in that fight or flight state, because now our bodies are trying to avoid those situations even more because we're perceiving it as dangerous. So that's why a lot of people, first, a therapist or coach tell them to do is you really have to face those fears, because you have to let your body know that it is okay and that you're really not in danger when you're driving or going to the mall or talking to people. Those aren't dangerous situations per se. And if we're able to reinforce that over and over, then we can, eliminate some of that anxiety. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. If you like this type of content, with the Q&As, make sure you go over to our Instagram. It's at The Anxious Ambition, and give us a follow. I usually post a story here and there for Q&A. Ask me a question. It doesn't have to be, mental health related. If you guys just have general questions for me, I'm happy to answer. I'm pretty much an open book. And, again, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.